Hi guys, it's Sherry. I hope that you're having a fantastic day. Are you looking for some inexpensive Mother's Day gift ideas or gift ideas in general? If so, stay tuned. So thank you everyone for being here today. I really do appreciate the kindness that you show to me and to my channel. So today we're going to start mixing in some Mother's Day gift ideas. Now, even though I'm targeting this for a Mother's Day series, these gift ideas just aren't for mom. These ideas are any season, any reason, any gender ideas. So keep that in mind as you're watching the project and think about ways that you can transfer this to other reasons, seasons, or genders in your life. And here's what I'm talking about. We are going to be making an absolutely adorable gift set. Now, this gift set has sachets in it. And if you know anyone who likes the scent of a fragrance, this is a great gift idea for them. And once we get ready to go over what's needed to make the project, I'll show you in depth how these actually look. But guys, they smell so good. I use lavender on these and they just smell terrific. So if you're looking for some inexpensive ways to create some luxurious looking gifts, spend some time with me. We'll make it happen. So y'all know what time it is. It is time to get started. All right, y'all. So here's what we're going to need to make our project. We are going to need 3 pieces of 6 by 12. And what I'm using is a lighter weight cardstock that came from an authentic paper pad. And I'm using a lighter weight cardstock, or you can use a lightweight text weight paper because I want to make sure that the scent inside is able to penetrate through the paper. So I don't want to use a real heavy cardstock because that might block that beautiful scent. So I think a lightweight to a medium weight will do. And then for my box, I have a piece that measures 11.5 by 10.5. Then I have a piece of acetate that is cut at 7 3/4 by 8 3/4. And you're going to need some bath salts. Now, I don't make bath salts, so I did purchase these from Tuesday Morning, and it is a lavender scent. I absolutely love the smell, and you get so much in this bottle, and it goes a long way. So the first thing that we're going to do is go ahead and score our 6 by 12 papers to make the sachets, and we'll score on the 12-inch side at 5, at 10, and then we'll rotate it to the 6-inch side and score at 1 and at 5. And we'll do this on all 3. So that's 5, 10, and then on the 6-inch side, 1 and 5. Take our last one. We're going to score on the 12-inch side at 5 and then at 10. And then we'll rotate it to the 6-inch side, score at 1 and score at 5. And so now we'll just fold and burnish all of our scores. And this is a perfect project to use up some of the papers from your paper pad. So once we have the scores folded and burnished, we're simply going to make some triangle notches wherever we have those score marks. And then we just notch out. And this is the same way that we make envelopes. And we're going to go ahead and do it on this side as well. And I'm doing this in a way that I would do it if I was making a whole bunch of these. I would do the same process on all pieces and then move on to the next process. And that way I don't forget a step. And so here's my third one, and I'm doing that same process. So let's notch out our last one. Your 3 pieces are going to look like this. And now we'll move on to the next step. And that next step is here at the bottom and here at the top, we're just going to angle cut in. Now, some of you will ask, why didn't you just angle cut in instead of making the triangle cuts? The reason why I'm doing that, once you've done this process a lot, then you can move to the point of not even doing a triangle, just notch out. But for anyone who's new, this is the ideal way to start. Notch out your triangles and then do your angle cuts. And then once those of you who are new become more comfortable with the notch out process, you'll definitely feel more comfortable in doing an automatic angle down. So I'll show you what I mean. Instead of notching here to notch out that V, you could just come straight in. So now we're just going to notch out a little angle here on the bottom. We'll turn it and do the same thing here. So we're just angling in a little bit. And like I said, once you get more comfortable with cutting out those V's, then you can skip that step altogether and just go ahead and do the notch. So I am going to notch here, because if I wasn't doing this for a tutorial, I would not notch out the V. I would simply angle in here and then angle in just like that. And that's where you'll get to once you do this process over and over and over. So now we're going to do our third one. Do that over here. And then we'll do it here. So now that we have all of these cut out, we're simply going to fold these in, fold that up just as we would an envelope, fold that over. But before we can do any of that, we need to take our glue, and we're going to place glue along the edge. Now I can take this piece, fold it up, bring in my paper towel, and then I'll use my big old spatula to make sure that I have my glue pushed to the ends, because you want to make sure that you have a nice seal on the ends. So there's one. We'll do the second one, so we're going to fold that in. Take our glue, run it along the edge here. Making sure that we have glue right there in that corner. Then I'm just going to add some glue right here, because we need to make sure that whatever beads you put on the inside don't come out. Now these bath salts are pretty large, but yours might actually be a little bit smaller. So you want to make sure that you don't give them any way that they can come out. So there's our second one, and we'll do our last one. So we're going to do that same process of adding glue. And then we'll add our glue right here on the edge. Now we can take that, put it up. Make sure I get everything nice and stuck, because that's really going to make a difference on my seal. And I love this combination of how that looks. So now all I need to do is take some of my beads, and these smell so good. And just drop some in, and I'm just going to spread them out until they're flat so that I can fold over the top. Then I'm going to take my glue, and I'll place my glue on the edge, making sure that I get glue down in that corner. And so now I can fold that over. I'm going to bring in my paper towel. And boy, can you smell that lavender. Now I'll pour my beads in this one. As many as you want. And then I'm just going to fold this over so that I can flatten those beads out, so that folding that over won't be difficult. Now I'll take my glue, making sure that I get glue in that corner. And this is actually going to be the back side of my little baggie. So now I can spread that out, and sniffing it, I have another wonderful sachet. So we're going to do the same thing with this. Pour this in. Now I can take my glue, make sure I get glue in that corner so that nothing comes out. And then I'll place my glue right there. I meant to spread these beads out first, and I should have, but that's okay. I'll fold over my top, take my paper towel, make sure I have that glue nice and stuck. And now I have 3 super beautiful little sachets for my box. So I'm just going to do some very feminine decorating on these. You can do yours however you like, but I think what I want to do is just add a little piece of lace to each one. So I am just going to trim off that lace. Then I'll take my glue, and I'm just going to run some glue across portions of my lace. I'm not covering the whole thing. Now I can take this, and we're just going to put it down, and that will dry beautifully. So I am going to cut another piece the same length as this. Go ahead and cut my third piece. Now I'll take my glue, and I am just going to place some glue right along the top, portions of the bottom, a little on the sides, and then some right there in the middle. Take that and place this down. And then we'll do the last one. So I'm just going to take my glue, put my glue on this piece of lace, and then we're going to put it down. My glue will dry clear, so I don't have to worry about it showing. Going to take that third piece of lace. We're going to place this down. As you can see, I have glue all over my hands. Wipe some of that away. And then I will get that nice and stuck. And now I'll use my scissors to trim away any excess lace. Being careful not to cut the side of my bag. Let's do the same thing here. Trim away that lace. And I absolutely love the scent of these bath salts. And again, they came from Tuesday Morning. But if you want to try to find them, that SKU is 233-9990. And then I have these little flowers, Petaloo, and I got these from Tuesday Morning as well. And these were actually bought before the pandemic, so I'm not sure if they still have them, but they are from Petaloo. So I am going to just take a little bit of glue, place some glue, just like that. And there we have our 3 sweet little sachets. Guys, these are perfect to put in a drawer, to put in a bathroom, a linen closet, in your car. As a matter of fact, I am probably going to make some of these to put in my car because I love the smell of lavender, and this is just such a clean smelling scent. So now that we have these little cuties made, we are going to go ahead and make the holder for them. All right, y'all, so let's make the box for these sweet little sachets. Because if you're giving them as a gift, you definitely want something cute to present them in. So I have my 11.5 by 10.5 inch piece of heavyweight cardstock. Now this is a very firm cardstock, and you would want a heavyweight if you're going to make a box that you're not going to back with chipboard, which is what we will be doing here. We won't be putting chipboard in this box. And what we're going to do is score at 1.5 and at 3 on all 4 sides. So that's 1.5 and 3. One and a half and 3. Then we need to fold and burnish those scores. And I am doing a very crisp burnish on my score marks. All right, so once you've done the folding and the burnishing, you're going to have 3 corner marks on all 4 sides of your box that you need to get rid of. So the first thing that I'm going to do is where I have this X here, I'll go up to that second score mark on the outside of it and cut straight down. Then I'll move over to the opposite side and do the same thing over here, because our goal is to free up the center tab. So now I can angle in right here. I can angle in here, angle here, and then reduce. So I have removed those 3 pieces. And we're going to do the same thing over here. So now I can angle, 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 and reduce. We'll do the same thing on this side. So let's go up to that second score, drag straight down, go to the opposite side, drag straight down, angle in, angle in, angle, and reduce. Same thing over here. We're going to angle, 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 and reduce. So now you're going to have a piece that looks like this. On these 2 pieces that we freed, I am just going to angle very slightly on the bottom half of that, because I want the angles on these outer flaps all the way around. And that just makes folding over a lot easier when you're making your boxes in this fashion. So now all we need to do is put this little cutie together. So I am going to take my glue, place my glue on my flaps, bring this up, and I'm making sure that the score mark here aligns with that score mark coming around. I have everything nice and tight. I'm going to use my little bone folder to go on the inside and get that stuck. Now I'll do the same thing over here. Nice and tight corners. You can use tape here if you want, because this box is not going to be bearing any weight. But I'm using glue because that's what I have out. If the box was a serious weight-bearing box, I would use glue instead of tape. So let's go ahead and get this folded nice and tight. And we'll do this one as well. And so we have nice and tight corners. Again, guys, nice and tight corners really are the key to making sure that your box has a professional finish to it. So now all I'm going to do is take my glue, place glue on these outer flaps, fold them over, and I'll use my bone folder just to go in and get that nice and stuck. So I'm just going to make sure that I have a really good stick on this, because I am using a heavyweight cardstock, and that's going to give me a wonderful firmness to this box without the need for chipboard. If I was using a lighter weight paper, I would definitely use chipboard on this just to give my box that firmness that I like to have. So I'm basically getting that opposite side nice and stuck. Let's do the same thing here. And we'll do the same thing here. Get that nice and stuck. Then we'll go around the top of our box just to make sure that it's nice and squared. And you can see that we have a really gorgeous box for these super sweet little sachets. Now I have enough room that if I wanted to put a fourth one in, I could. All right, guys, so it's time to make the acetate lid. I am not going to make the acetate lid with you guys on camera because it would be hard for you to see what I'm doing, but I will show you on a white piece of paper what it is I'm going to be doing. So we'll have a 7 3/4 by 8 3/4 inch piece of acetate. This is just a scrap piece so that I can demonstrate the process to you. So we'll be scoring at 1 5/8 on all 4 sides of that 7 3/4 by 8 3/4 inch acetate. So that's 1 5/8. And then I'll simply fold and burnish that acetate just as I would my paper. Then what I'm going to do, everywhere that I have a score mark, I am going to angle to remove that corner piece. So I'll cut there and cut there at an angle to remove it. And this is what I'll be doing on all 4 sides of my acetate. So when you have finished cutting out the corners of your acetate, it's going to look just like that. So I am going to go ahead and do my acetate, and I'll be right back. All right, guys, I'm back with my acetate lid, and I'm just going to flatten it out. So hopefully you can see that I did the notch out process. And now all I need to do is take my acetate lid and place it inside of the box. Now I do have fingerprints on this, so I would go back and clean it. Now to keep the lid in place, you could actually do some clear tape and place it that way, but I am going to make a ribbon belly band, and it's going to be very simple. So I'm going to wrap it around, bring over this end, and I'm just going to place some glue. I'm not letting the glue touch the box. I just want the glue on the ribbon. Then I'll wrap the other piece of ribbon around, but I am not pulling this tight because I want that ribbon to be able to slide on and off. Then I'll trim away the excess ribbon. And now I have this nice little belly band closure on my box that holds my acetate in place and will slide off. That needs to dry before I can put it back on. All right, so my ribbon has dried and I am just going to take it, slide my belly band back on, and you definitely don't want it too tight because you want it to be able to go over. And now I have it on just like that. I am going to slide mine down just a little bit more because I want to do some decorative pieces on this. So I am going to take a couple of those same flowers and I am just going to place them on the ribbon using some glue. So this time I'm only going to put a little bit right there because I want that coming down just a little. So you can see how pretty that is. I didn't have any mint greenish colored ribbon, so I used this beautiful deep hunter green, and I think it actually works. I think it looks pretty good on there. So now I'm just going to find just a little saying that I can put right here, and I'm going to use these stickers because I think they look good with this. And I like this one that says sweet, so I am just going to take it, see if I can get it placed on that ribbon so that it's nice and even. And so there we have it, y'all. We have this really sweet little gift that we're able to give to mom or to sis or a best friend, anyone. But it is a simply beautiful way to give a gift. Isn't it just amazing that we can take very inexpensive items and turn them into beautiful little works of art? And that is exactly what we are trying to do on this channel. I turned off my overhead light, so hopefully I can get some of the glare to disappear on this, but it is absolutely beautiful. So I'm going to open it once more, pull everything out so that you can see this sweet, exquisite goodness. So guys, I hope that you have liked this project. If you have, please hit the like button. If you are not a subscriber to my channel, I would love to have you join this amazing online crafting family. You guys, as always, please be safe, be kind, happy crafting, and we'll chat later. Bye.